it's crypto time and we look at the board and see Bitcoin, well, I really do not understand the movement of Bitcoin these days. You know, you see it 1 minute on 79, the next minute on 83. So I don't know if that volatility is off. Are we going to have a stable movement one way or the other now? At least predictable. But for this afternoon, we see it's up 0.76% at 85,176.39. Ethereum follows suit. It's gone beyond the 1,004, 1,005 is at 1,006. We don't know how long that will stay there. We have a whole lot of others, alts. Solana, Terra, Cardano, positive at this time. XRP hasn't got the bug just yet. Let's speak to Eliman Dambell now, co-founder of Savior AI, and find out his thoughts on where the market is going next. Eliman, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Oh, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Great. So are we on the way up now, or is this just temporal? Because Bitcoin is just so volatile these days. You see it's 79, goes to 80. Before you know, it's back to 70 something, and you just don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and I think that is kind of like testament to what we see happening in the wider economy. Whether you're looking at indices or you're looking at currency markets, you are seeing similar levels of volatility, and I think investors are essentially taking that into the crypto space. In terms of its next direction, at the moment, in terms of Bitcoin on a weekly basis, it is tracking more towards, let's say, oversold territory. So there's a lot of bearish sentiment currently in the market, but it is close to breaking out of that level. So I can potentially see it moving back towards 90K, let's say, towards the end of the month.
Yeah, but that depends on President Trump. He could have an announcement today, and that will change the trend that's expected.
Absolutely, as you rightly say. We are pretty much, the markets are at the whim of President Trump. And we are seeing, again, every other day, whether it's increasing tariffs of China or China retaliating with their own tariffs or having a 90-day pause. So it depends on what side of the bed Mr. 47 wakes up on to determine how we could see the markets move.
Yeah, I wonder if you guys voted for that, when he was coming and the crypto community was happy. Did you see this scenario somewhere around your charts that you read?
Absolutely not. I think, again, a lot of people were somewhat blinded by the fundamentals. A lot of highly influential people in the crypto space, of course, supported the Trump campaign, and we saw like the launch of the Trump coin and so on and so forth just the day before he went into office. So a lot of people were bullish. Bitcoin was trading above 100K. Some people were talking about it going to 150, 200K, and now the tables have essentially turned. So the technicals didn't necessarily suggest this. And even if they did, I think people were more blinded by the optimism of the narrative rather than looking at the charts.
Yeah, because even the expectation that the U.S. is going to have some of its reserve in crypto, we saw that turn, in front of everybody. It's not going to be them putting reserve there, but what they can get from fraud or, seized crypto. And that was another disappointment to the community.
Absolutely, like you say, a lot of disappointment. And I think in terms of American-based cryptos, we're talking about Solana, Ripple, and a few others. So we did see some rallies in those. If I remember correctly, at one stage, Ripple and even Solana rose by over 50, 60, 70% in a space of a couple of hours. So those moves did exist. And I do still believe, especially now having a more crypto-friendly SEC, you could see the tides turn, but I think now everything is being overshadowed by the tariff. So even though there are opportunities in crypto, markets are waiting just to see the storm somewhat pass in terms of this tariff risk. And once that's off the table, then I think we could see more bullish activity.
Yeah, well, I wonder if we could put that off the table anytime soon, seeing what's going on between President Trump and China. So, but I don't know, but let's just be optimistic and hope that, for now we have a bit of stability. What are your charts telling you about Bitcoin and Ethereum for the week?
Yeah, I think for the week, again, it looks like a lot of consolidation at the moment. So you are seeing it consolidating between 75 and 85K. I think if you're looking at the daily time frame, it looks like Bitcoin could soon break out of the 50 level on the RSI, which has been a resistant zone pretty much since January. So there is a lot of optimism that if it finally breaks out of that 50 territory on the RSI, it could move above 86, 87 again and start heading above 90K.
This week, I believe. That's for this week.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's literally on the cusp of breaking that 50 level on the RSI on a daily time frame. And I do believe once it does, again, for the first time this year, I do believe you will see bulls begin to return to the market.
All right. But are you guys shorting or longing now?
I think generally what you will see is a lot of either it's long-term investors, of course, are just holding on to their positions. But in terms of day traders, some may already have pending orders above a certain territory. So you would already see those orders placed. And once we do see the price climbs or climb beyond a certain resistance level is where you will see people start to execute those positions.
All right. Well, you sound at least a bit optimistic for the week. Let's hold on to that optimism and hope that hearts will not be broken and
Absolutely.
President Trump will wake up on the right side of the bed all through the week.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thank you so much, Eliman Dambell, for that.
Thank you.